Stop scrolling for just a moment, because this is meant for you. You might not believe in signs. You might think everything is just coincidence. But today, something sacred, something divine, is trying to reach your heart. Someone you loved deeply. Someone who is no longer here. Someone who now watches you from heaven. Is calling your name. They're whispering. Please don't skip this. I've been waiting for this moment. Maybe it's your mother. Maybe your father. Maybe your grandmother, your sister, your brother. Or maybe someone who meant the world to you. They see you. They see your silent battles. The tears no one else sees. The strength it takes for you to smile. When your heart is still healing. They want you to hear this. I may not be there to hold your hand anymore. But I have never left your side. You think you lost them. But they never lost you. Every time you felt a warm presence when you cried. That was them. Every time you escaped danger without explanation. That was them. Every time you looked at the sky and suddenly felt peace. Yes. That was them. They're saying, I know your heart is tired. I know sometimes you feel alone. But you, my dear, are never alone. You didn't stumble on this video. It wasn't an accident. You were guided here. Right now. At this exact moment. Because they want to say something important. Please forgive yourself. Please stop blaming yourself for the things you couldn't control. Stop wishing you could have done more. You did everything you could. You loved me in ways words could never describe. Then they smile and say, I am proud of you. Proud of your strength. Proud of your kindness. Proud that you still love deeply. Even after being hurt. And now, they have one final message. Live. But don't just exist. Live. Laugh loudly, love fearlessly, dream wildly. And whenever you do something good, smile. Because that's when I'm closest to you. They don't want you to keep crying for them. They want you to live for them. To shine for them. To love the way they loved you. If your heart felt something. If someone's face came to your mind while watching this. Then maybe. They just spoke to you. Dove whisper softly. I hear you. I miss you. And I'll keep living. Busts in silhouette. If this touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Someone else might need this message too. Glowing star, don't forget to subscribe. Because your soul might be waiting for the next message too. You've been carrying something for a long time, haven't you? A memory. A moment. A last goodbye. That never really happened. Sometimes, late at night. When the world is silent. Your heart whispers a name. A name of someone. You still talk to in your mind. Someone you still love. Even though they now live somewhere beyond time. But listen. Not every goodbye is the end. Some goodbyes are just the beginning of a different kind of love. A love beyond touch. A love beyond time. A love felt only through the heart. They see you. They hear you. When you sit quietly and say, "I hope you're proud of me." They smile. When you whisper, "I wish you were here." They gently place peace in your heart. When you feel like giving up, and suddenly, you remember their words, their smile, their strength. That's not a memory. That's a message. They are saying, "I didn't leave your life. I just changed the way I show up in it." They are your unseen cheerleader. Your silent protector. Your invisible hug. Right when you need it most. Sometimes they visit through dreams. Sometimes as a song. Sometimes as a warm breeze that feels like a hug. And sometimes they guide you here to messages like this. Why? Because today they need you to know one more thing. Stop living in your wounds and start living in your wisdom. Stop asking why it had to end and start trusting that their love never did. You didn't lose a person. You gained a guardian. You didn't lose a love. You gained a light. You didn't lose connection. You gained protection. And right now, they are calling you to do something important. Live the life they dreamt for you. Forgive quickly. Love deeply. Speak kindly. And never be afraid to start again. Because every new beginning is silently blessed by someone you thought you had to say goodbye to. If you're still watching this, it means your heart recognizes their voice, even if your ears can't hear it. So take a deep breath. Close your eyes. And say this softly. I feel you. I thank you. And I'll live beautifully. Not just for me, but for both of us. Glowing star, if this touched your heart, let it touch another heart too. Love letter. Share this message. Spread this peace. Bell, and don't forget to subscribe. In case the next message from heaven is meant for you. You know, the most painful goodbyes are not the ones where we cry at the door. They're the ones where the door never closed. The ones where we never got to say, "I love you," one last time. Or, "Please stay just a little longer." Or even, "I wasn't ready to lose you." But today, they want to answer that unspoken goodbye. They're whispering, "I never left. I simply changed my address. From Earth to your heart." Your heart is the safest place they've ever lived. Because there, they are not a memory. They are a miracle. You carry their smile. You carry their kindness. You carry their teachings. And every time you offer someone comfort, every time you show love without reason, every time you forgive, every time you choose peace over anger, That's them. Their love. Still living through you. You see, love doesn't disappear when a heartbeat stops. True love. It simply transforms. It becomes a whisper in your thoughts. A familiar warmth in your chest. A sudden calm in your pain. And sometimes, a message like this. They know you've been holding on to guilt sometimes. Thinking, did I do enough? Was I there enough? Did I say enough? But listen closely. You gave me more love than words could ever measure. You did enough. You were enough. And you still are. You didn't fail them. You loved them. They never wanted perfection. They just wanted you. Your love. Your presence. Your heart. And you gave them that beautifully. And that love. That bond. Did not end with their final breath. It only became stronger. Now, they call you by a new name. Not daughter, not son. Not friend or beloved. But my legacy. Because your kindness carries their kindness. Your love carries their love. Your strength carries their spirit. And that is the purest way they live on. So now, they gently ask you to release the heavy sadness. Not because they don't want to be remembered, but because they want to be remembered. With peace. Not pain. With light. Not tears. They're saying, turn your pain into purpose. Turn your love into light. And every time you smile beautifully, know, I am smiling too. They want you to live. Not as someone who lost them, but as someone who still walks with them. In every beautiful moment ahead. If you're still here. If you feel your heart whisper. If your eyes felt something. Then maybe this was your message. Dove, whisper softly. I will honor you. Not with tears, but with life. Tulip, if this touched your spirit, let it touch someone else's too. Share it with love. Bell, subscribe for more messages meant only for souls like yours. Because the next one might speak even louder. Maybe this will sound strange. But sometimes, the people we lost still speak to us. Not with words. Not with voices. But through moments. Through feelings. Through sudden waves of peace. That arrive from nowhere. Right when we need it most. That's not coincidence. That's connection. They are saying, don't look for me in the places I used to be. Look for me in the love you still carry. Because love is not buried in graves. It lives in hearts. There are days when you feel strong. And days when your heart feels heavier than words can describe. Some days you pretend you're okay. But deep inside, you still break a little. But hear this. It's okay to cry. It's okay to miss them. It's okay to feel. Why? Because every tear you shed is made from love that refused to die. But do you know what they want for you now? Not a life full of tears, but a life full of meaning. Not a heart full of grief, but a heart full of grace. Not a life where you just survive, but a life where you truly live. Not for them, but with them. Because love does not leave us when people do. It stays. As guidance, as comfort, as strength. They are saying, every time you show kindness, I am there. Every time you help someone, I smile. Every time you choose love instead of anger, you prove I still live through you. They no longer walk beside you, because now they walk within you. In your choices, in your compassion, in your quiet strength. That's their new home. Your heart, your soul, your lie. So today, instead of asking, why did they leave? Maybe ask, how beautifully can I keep their love alive while I'm still here? Because you are not just someone who lost them. You are someone who still carries them. Yes. You. The way you smile gently at strangers. The way you listen to other people's pain. The way you remain kind. Even when life gets heavy. That is them. That is their love. Still breathing through you. So take a moment. Place your hand on your heart. And say softly, I carry you. And I will continue to. And when you're ready, live, love, shine. Not because they are gone, but because in a deeper, unseen way, they are still here. Dove, if this spoke to your heart, share it with someone who needs this light. Bell, subscribe, because your soul might be waiting for its next message. And I promise, it will find you. If I could sit with you for just one moment again, I wouldn't talk about my last days. I wouldn't talk about how I left. I wouldn't even talk about goodbyes. I would talk about you. About how beautiful your heart is. About how much strength you carry. Even when you don't realize it, that I would tell you. I know you miss me. But I promise you, my love hasn't gone anywhere. You don't need to look at the sky to feel me. You don't need signs to prove I'm still here. Just place your hand on your heart. And feel it. That gentle comfort. That familiar presence. That sudden peace in your storm. That's me. Quietly holding you. Still guiding you. Still loving you. Just differently now. Sometimes I watch you smile through pain. And I whisper, you're doing better than you think. Sometimes I see you help people. Comfort them. Love them without reason. And I whisper, yes, that's the love I left behind. Still living through you. Do you know what makes me proud? Not your perfection. not your strength, not your achievements. What makes me proud is your heart, the way it still loves, even after being broken, the way it still gives, even after being hurt, the way it still believes, even when it has every reason not to. That is what keeps me close to you. Because I live now, not in a place you can visit, but in the way you love, the way you care, the way you heal. And now, it is time for you to know something important. It's time to stop asking, why did I lose them? And start believing, how beautifully they remain. I never left your story. I just changed my role. Now I'm the quiet guidance behind your choices, the warmth behind your kindness, the peace behind your pain. And when life gets heavy, when tears fall quietly, when silence feels too loud, just remember this: you are not crying alone. I may not be able to hold your hand, but I hold your heart. And that will never change. So live, my beautiful soul. Live fully. Laugh loudly. Love bravely. And when you do, know that I am smiling, right there with you. Dove, if your heart whispered, yes. If you felt someone watching over you, then maybe this message was meant for you. Share this with someone who also carries a love that never left. Bell subscribe, because the next message from the other side might just answer a question your heart still holds. If I could write you a letter from where I am now, it would not be written with ink, but with light, with peace, with love that never ends. I would begin with this: I know you still think of me when the world gets quiet. You don't always say it. You don't always show it. But in your moments of silence, in your deepest feelings, your heart still calls my name. And yes, I hear it. I hear you when your heart trembles with old memories. I hear you when you smile at a moment we once shared. I hear you when your tears fall softly at night, when no one else sees. And I want you to know this: you were never alone. Not even in the moments you felt most alone. Because love, true love, never walks away. It walks within. I've seen you grow. I've watched you battle storms you never spoke about. I've seen you hold pain quietly, but still choose kindness. That is your silent strength. That is what makes me so proud. You see, I don't live in pictures. I don't live in the past. I don't live in a place you need to visit. I live in the way you love, in the way you forgive, in every good thing you do. Because a part of me is still there. You haven't lost me. You've simply learned to carry me differently. Not in your hands, but in your heart. Every time you feel warmth without knowing why. That's me. Every time you suddenly feel calm during chaos. That's me. Every time you decide to keep going. Even when it hurts. That's me. Whispering gently, you can. So here is the truth. I didn't disappear. I didn't fade away. I didn't leave your life. I simply moved to a place where I can love you without limits, where no time runs out, where no goodbye exists, where love never stops. So from this side of heaven, I am telling you, live with peace, not pain. Live with love, not fear. Live with joy, not guilt. Because the greatest way to honor me is not by mourning my absence, but by celebrating the love we still share. And whenever you feel lost, just place your hand on your heart and whisper, I know you're with me. And I will whisper back, always. Dove, if your heart felt this, don't let it stay just with you. Share this message with someone who carries silent love too. Bell, subscribe for more heartfelt messages that speak not to your ears, but to your soul. If only you could see what I see, you would understand how strong you truly are. You've been through moments that could have broken you, but instead, they shaped you. You didn't just survive pain. You transformed through it. And in those silent battles, where no one clapped for you, no one saw your tears, no one heard your prayers, I did. I was there. Not as a voice, not as a shadow, but quietly, softly, inside your strength. You see, I don't just watch over you. I walk with you. When you doubt yourself, I place hope in your heart. When you feel heavy, I send you unexpected peace. And when life gets overwhelming, I gently whisper, you're doing better than you think. You wonder if I still care? But love never stops caring. You ask for signs, but sometimes, you are the sign. Your kindness, your patience, your compassion, these are not just your qualities. They are pieces of me, still living within you. So when you feel alone, listen closely. Because I'm not gone. I'm simply quieter now. I speak through peace, not noise. Through comfort, not chaos. I don't live in your past anymore. I live in your purpose. And trust me, you still have a purpose. A beautiful one. You are meant to love bravely, to heal slowly, to forgive gently, to give light to those who are losing theirs. And when you do, when you speak softly to someone hurting, when you hold someone's hand, when you lace your words with grace, that's when I stand closest to you. Because the love we shared was never meant to stay only between us. It was meant to flow through you into the world. Soft emotional pause. So here is my promise. I will walk with you. In your quiet victories. In your small joys. in your silent healing, in your gentle laughter. And one day, not today, not soon, but someday, when your purpose is beautifully fulfilled, when your light has touched more hearts than you can imagine, I'll be right there, waiting, smiling, saying, I knew you could. Soft calming music, slow fade. Dove, if this message touched your soul, let it touch another heart too. Share it with love. Bell, subscribe for more messages that don't just speak to your ears, but to your heart. There was a time when thinking of me felt heavy. It brought tears, silence, ache, and questions that didn't have answers. But today, I want you to feel something different. Not heaviness. Not sadness. But light. Because I am not your loss anymore. I am your light. I don't want my memory to live in your sadness. I want it to live in your kindness. I don't want my absence to be your pain. I want it to be your purpose. I don't want you to look back at me and weep. I want you to look around. Find someone who needs love. And say quietly, I will love them the way I was loved. You see, I didn't leave to make you weaker. I left so that love could become stronger in you, every gentle thing you do, every kind word, every quiet act of care, every time you forgive instead of hate, choose hope instead of fear, love instead of judge. That's me. That's us. Still connected. Because the greatest way to keep love alive is not by holding it tightly, but by passing it forward. I have watched you grow. I have seen you heal, both slowly and beautifully. Not all at once, but piece by piece. Like sunrise softly breaking darkness. And with every step you took, I whispered, that's it, keep going. I am no longer just someone you miss. I am someone you carry. In your voice. In your goodness. In your softness. In your deepest love. I am in your calm now. Not in your storm. In your smile. Not in your tear. In your forward. Not in your backward. And one day. Not today. Not too soon. When your journey is complete. When your light has touched more lives than you could ever imagine. I'll be waiting, quietly smiling. Not to say, you're finally here. But to say, you lived beautifully. You loved deeply. You became light. So from now on, when you think of me, don't think of loss. Think of light. Because I am still here. Not as your sorrow, but as your strength. Not as your goodbye, but as your guiding light. Dove, if your heart felt this, then it was meant for you. Share this message with someone who carries silent love too. Bell, subscribe for more messages that don't just speak to your ears, but gently stay with your soul.